part of the Republic of Kenya and talking to Kenyans and political stakeholders and covering all the issues of the 2017 general election in the way only we here at KTN News can. This edition will be coming to you every Thursday night between 8:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. This special edition of Choice 2017 begins right now. I am Ben Kitili, and we begin in the county of Bomet, where we take a look at the gubernatorial race. And it is a race that will be very magical in the elections, more than it will be in the forthcoming nominations in a few months' time. It is between the incumbent Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto with his Chama cha Mashinani party and former Konoin Member of Parliament Julius Konen, as well as the Sotik Member of Parliament and Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly Joyce Laboso. KTN News senior political reporter Chris Tairo begins our broadcast.
With less than 200 days remaining before Kenyans go to the ballot, in the nation's biggest election to date, the hunt for the all-important Kipsigis vote continues to intensify. Politicians from both the opposition and Jubilee Party have been pitching tent in the region in search of votes. The South Rift region comprises of 5 counties: Kajiado, Narok, Nakuru, Bomet and Kericho. Out of the 5, the county of Bomet has stood out as the county to watch. Defiance to Jubilee and Deputy President William Ruto has seemed to stem from Bomet.
Musipo nyamaza, hii mkutano itakwisha. Can you tell those fellows to stop the singing? If you don't do it, hii mkutano itakwisha in the next few minutes. Musitulete upuzi hapa.
Kuna maneno hiyo. Kuja kutisha hapa na maneno kidogo ati mkutano itaisha. Mkutano ya nani itaisha? Mimi nimekuja hapa na niko nyumbani.
After falling out with his long-term political ally, Deputy President William Ruto, Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto formed his own political party, Chama cha Mashinani, the vehicle in which he intends to use while seeking his re-election.
Tuko chama cha banana ya Jubilee atuelewi hiyo. Jubilee, as far as we understand, is 50 years. 50 years ilipita. Hata nini ingine? Sisi tuko Jubilee. Hatuko Jubilee, tulikuwa kule na tumewachana naye, wale maliza ile kiti yetu ya URP. Karibu sana Deputy President.
However, Deputy President William Ruto, who enjoys massive support as the Rift Valley kingpin, is determined to ensure that the defiance is curtailed. This includes trying to win the Bomet gubernatorial seat. Enter the Sotik Member of Parliament and Deputy Speaker in the National Assembly, Joyce Laboso. Laboso will be gunning to unseat Isaac Ruto alongside former Konoin MP Julius Kones, who has been serving as the chairman of the National Water and Conservation Board. And only one of them will face Governor Isaac Ruto at the ballot come August the 8th.
What can we do even around chicken? I'm sure you don't even know that chicken is this Bomet has the most kienyeji chicken in the country. Hakuna mahali pengine. How can we enhance that and make it, much more? So, when we focus on real issues that can change the lives of people, I know that there's a lot of potential here.
I want, for example, this project which is coming up, the Bosta water dam, that once it comes, it has to reach the people.
In the 2013 general election, Kones came second in the URP nominations, losing to Isaac Ruto.
I'm also the youngest of all these candidates. The majority of the voters here are the youths. So I can rhyme with them, I can talk their language.
On the other hand, Laboso has been putting out strange fires, one of them being the fact that she's married outside the county, a situation that her rivals have used to discredit her.
They always say, look for the weak point and really, really hammer it and hammer it and hammer it. And that is what has been happening. This fact that I am married to somebody from outside the constituency or outside the community has been what they have decided. They will hammer on it and hammer on it and hammer on it. But the question is, that should have been a point that was hammered on 10 years ago, not now.
With 252,358 registered voters as per the 2013 voter register, Isaac Ruto's camp and that of Dr. Joyce Laboso have positioned themselves as the main teams to battle it out for the Bomet gubernatorial seat, given that on several occasions both teams have clashed.
The police in Bomet are acting under instructions to harass anyone who appears not to be in agreement with the system. They are coming directly from the office of the Deputy President. Yeah.
One of the things I would love to be a governor in Bomet is, first of all, to stop the shenanigans, to stop the chaos, and to focus on development.
I'm the only one who can work with any leader, irrespective of political affiliation.
While Isaac Ruto will be banking on his development track record for the 5 years he has been governor, Laboso will be banking on her management of the CDF kitty for the 2 terms she has been Sotik Member of Parliament after inheriting the seat from her late sister Lona Laboso, who perished in a plane crash in 2008. This even as Isaac Ruto positions himself as the alternative political kingpin in the Rift Valley region if he wins the 2017 polls. Chris Dairo, KTN News.
Chris Dairo for us. Thank you, Chris. Now from the South Rift, let's take a look at the coastal strip and focus on the issue of political kingpins. For decades, the politics of this country has been determined by regional kingpins. Critics have called them tribal kingpins. Now in the coast we've had kingpins or figureheads like Ronald Ngala, Sharif Nasir, Noah Katana Ngala and the late Karisa Maitha, but has seemed to lack a political figurehead in recent years. As KTN News, Mashirima Kapombe now reports.
Past political figureheads who were revered in their time, all vocal leaders who allegedly stood for and spoke for the people of the coastal strip for years.
First of all, by giving them a sense of identity and a sense of hope that indeed these leaders were not fake, so to say, that when whatever they stand for is what they are going to stand for even when they go to parliament. Wherever they'll go, they'll articulate the needs of the people of the coast.
But not everyone seems to agree with those sentiments.
Wakati mwingi ni watu walikuwa wanatumiwa na serikali kuhujumu watu wao.
Ronald Ngala was one of the key proponents of Majimboism or devolved governments as Kenya fought for independence. When change came 5 decades later with the passage of the new constitution in 2010, hope was rekindled. 6 years on and challenges have been inevitable.
Kwa sasa mimi nikiwa niko katika kaunti ya Kilifi kwa mfano, ninajitambua kwamba kazi zote ambazo ni za kaunti hii lazima zichukuliwe na watu wa kaunti yangu.
In the circumstances, however, there are those who have taken up the role of coast political kingpin or shown interest in representing the people of the 6 coastal counties. One of them is Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho, whose star has been shining ever so brightly and political stock rising since the death of lawmaker Emmanuel Karisa Maitha in 2004. Joho took the mantle of representing Kisauni people in the 10th Parliament from Maitha and has now been attempting to assume an even greater role of being the coast political kingpin. The other is Kilifi North Member of Parliament Gideon Mungaro, a first-time lawmaker who ditched ODM for the ruling Jubilee Party.
Ukienda magharibi utawasikia wanasema ni nani, lakini sisi wa pwani tukisema ni fulani inakuwa nkituko.
Jubilee kumchagua Mungaro kama msemaji wao ama msemaji wa pwani, wamechukua msemaji gushi.
Leaders from parts of the coast insist it is time to speak in one voice, although that unity of purpose has been a rarity in coastal politics in recent years.
Ukienda Lungalunga, ukienda Kiunga, ukienda Taita Taveta, mtu ambaye anatajika na nyota yake iko juu ni ndugu yetu Governor Hassan Ali Joho.
Lakini semi zake zenyewe na vile ambavyo anajitambulisha ni kwamba upeo wake wa ule ukinara wake unaishia mahali pafupi sana. Kwanza amejitambulisha kama Sultan wa Mombasa, inatukumbusha kabisa wakati ule tulikuwa na sultani wa Zanzibar.
There is also the advantage of time previous leaders spent in power and the restrictions that are now evident through the new constitutional dispensation. Then there are those from some parts of the coast who feel sufficiently represented on a national scale.
Joho ni mkakamavu na haogopi na hatishi. Hata kusema ukweli, mimi siwezi kumlinganisha na kina Sharif Nasir. Siwezi kumlinganisha na kina Karisa Maitha. Joho ni zaidi ya kina Karisa Maitha.
Mheshimiwa Joho na Mheshimiwa Kingi hao ndio wagogo wetu wa kipwani.
Will the usual song and dance, pomp and fanfare in appointing the spokesman of the coastal people ensue, or will statements like this?
Mimi najua nikirudisha hichi kipaza sauti nitawashwa kweli kweli hapa na watu wengine. Na mimi nikisema hivyo sina uadui na mtu. Siasa ni kujitetea.
Confirm the widely accepted notion, or is it all 2022 politics at play? Or is it both? Mashirima Kapombe, KTN News.
Mashirima Kapombe for us at the coast. Thank you, Mashirima. From there, let's go back to the rift, to the North Rift this time in the county of Uasin Gishu, and focus on the gubernatorial race there. Of course, it has been said to be a two-horse race between the incumbent, that is Jackson Mandago, the governor of Uasin Gishu, and the man they call Buzeki, Bundotich Zedekiah Kiprop. But other gubernatorial aspirants there insist that they are not just flower girls in this battle. Our main man in the rift, Elvis Kosgei, now reports.
This is the county of champions, not only renowned for producing conquerors of world and middle distance running. The county of Uasin Gishu has also churned legendary political stalwarts. The county of Uasin Gishu is the home turf of Deputy President William Ruto, and the gubernatorial race is set to provide for grueling battle. Analysts have described the contest as a three-horse race among gentlemen who have kept their cards quite close to their chests.
As I said, into a two-horse race, pitting Governor Mandago and Mr. Buzeki. And how that race will be determined by one factor that will determine that race is the tribal arithmetic.
Interestingly, Baringo Senator Gideon Moi lectured Mandago during the burial of former Kanu politician, the late Makto, on Uasin Gishu gubernatorial race.
All these people are my friends, and I like you, Mandago. But haven't you heard that there is one man by the name Buzeki who is seeking to unseat you? On a light note, Honorable Henry Kosgei, Mandago, and all Kalenjin leaders, I pray that you clinch the Jubilee ticket. But if not,
armed with his signature rungu, the incumbent Jackson Kiplagat Mandago presents himself as a down-to-earth, self-made politician. In office for the last 4 years, Mandago seems to have friends and foes in equal measure.
You know, politics without opposition, my friend, and competition, haina ladha. So lazima kuwe na competition. And I would say I believe the people of this country will elect me on the basis of what we've been able to do for the 4 years. And on the basis that what I pledged, we've been able to deliver a minimum of 80%.
For some, is authoritative and shrewd defender of Rift Valley politics. Others look at him as a man who broke the rule book on Kalenjin political dynasties of Daniel Arap Moi and Henry Kosgei, among others.
I'm one politician who does not depend on endorsements. I am a man of my own, and I stand on my own 2 feet, and I can face the electorate of this country with confidence and tell them what I've been able to do for them.
The mad rush for the non-Kalenjin vote in the vote-rich county presents a tough balancing act for Mandago.
They re-elect me for another second and final term as the governor of this county. Of course, as I also set my eyes for 2032 as the president of this country.
Going toe-to-toe with the incumbent is Bundotich Zedekiah Kiprop, alias Buzeki. A milk creamery dealer, Bundotich has been eliciting much interest in the recent months. There have been claims that he has the backing of Deputy President William Ruto in a bid to oust Mandago from power. Buzeki has, however, dismissed those claims.
I think it's laughable that somebody would say that Kiprop, somebody who has such a drive, somebody who has such a liberal and independent thinking, would be coerced to accept to take the responsibility of being the governor of an entire county on behalf of another person.
Buzeki is a darling of the youth, having risen to become an entrepreneur at a young age. He has dismissed his critics that he sold off the milk creamery, which is a taboo among the Kalenjin who use milk for blessings.
Selling it was a business decision. But just to mention that before I sold it, I gave the counties that were within my catchment areas an opportunity to buy Molo milk. Our governor for Uasin Gishu was there. The governor for Elgeyo Marakwet was there. The governor for other many counties were there.
Let me tell you, Gosgei, what drives politics 90% is propaganda. 90%. 10% is compensated by money. And that's what my opponents are doing.
The third aspirant is the youthful Felix Kibet Butit, and is widely viewed as the man to swing the political pendulum between Mandago and Buzeki. Dr. Edward Serem and Professor Julius Bitok have also immersed themselves into the murky waters of the Uasin Gishu governorship race.
My competition is the policies that we bring in, and if my policies are better than Mandago or any other aspirants, I believe it is the people to make that decision.
As to who among all these is a better leader. Of course, we are not only I'm selling myself as a senior manager. Yes, I've been managing resources. I've been managing hospitals. I've been managing the healthcare systems, and
I have no competitor. My competitor are the challenges and the problems of people who are Uasin Gishu. That is my competition. My competition is not a human being. Why do I have to compete with another human being? How will that help the people of Uasin Gishu?
It is a small matter of party primaries that will determine the political direction of the County of Champions. Elvis Kosgei, KTN News, in Uasin Gishu County.
You're watching the special County Watch edition of Choice 2017 here on KTN News. When we return,
the so-called friends of Ramuma have decided that what we have been doing, which has been very successful, must now fail.
I should get a second time. Why not?
We take a look at the Kisumu gubernatorial battle. Don't go too far.